Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video today, we are going to be expanding the Markiplier lore. Or, I guess a better way to say it is that we're going to be looking at other parts and other sides of the Markiplier lore that I have never even mentioned in any of my past theories. And honestly, this is because I didn't know it existed. Going back to the Markiplier TV video, you have all these old Markiplier alter egos, and for some reason, a couple days ago, it just hit me. I wonder if these people have their own videos, and as a matter of fact, they do, in a channel that's not Markiplier's. But before we begin talking about those videos, I do want to say something first, just so y'all don't get too confused. I'm going to refer to characters that Markiplier play in the lore as Markiplier egos. I don't know if they are actually egos from the definition of somebody's ego, but I'm just going to call them Markiplier egos, just because it's going to be easier calling them that than anything else. But now going back to the video, most Markiplier played characters in Markiplier TV actually aren't from Markiplier videos. They're from a different channel known as Syndigo. I might have butchered their name, sorry if I did. But anyways, this channel is known for making lots of short films, short kind of comedy sketches or films. At that time period, a lot of them were being made with Markiplier, like Markiplier was acting in them. And I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure this channel is where we got to see the starts of most of the Markiplier egos from Markiplier TV, like the worst news doctor, the one dressed as a superhero, the redneck one that's wanting to sell his own kid, and even Ben Drimmer. And watching these little short videos about the Markiplier egos, you actually start realizing a lot about their personality, like how Edgar, the redneck Markiplier alter ego, wants to sell more than just his kid. He wants to sell all the babies.
All colors of babies. We got disco babies, cyborg babies, little babies, sexist babies, limited edition presidential Barack Obama. My own son, half off.
Hey, Dad.
Shut up.
The fact that he's still trying to sell his own kid in the Markiplier TV video makes me think that this video goes close to that video in the Markiplier timeline. Next up, we got Worst News Doctor, and his name is pretty self-explanatory.
Your girlfriend is cheating on you. A lot.
I honestly do not have a clue where this video would go in the Markiplier timeline, but it doesn't really matter for the most part, so let's not worry about that. But next up, we got Silver Shepherd, who is the superhero Markiplier, apparently. Apparently, in Markiplier TV, the Silver Shepherd ended up taking a break from fighting crime to pursue a job in entertainment. I don't think this matters too much, but I think it was still worth mentioning. But in the non-Markiplier uploaded video, we see him in the corner crying, where his other sidekick or some other superhero person that apparently helps him in crime fighting tries to comfort him, and the reason he's crying is because his girlfriend's cheating on him. But then it turns out that his girlfriend's just cheating on him with his own alter ego, which is different from all the other Markiplier alter egos, because this is actually an alter ego that's the same person as the superhero. You can tell this because of the way whenever the ego appears, the superhero disappears off camera as well. And that's not because Markiplier is only one person and can play one role at a time, because there was never a need. Based off of how they used the camera angles, they could have still had Markiplier playing both of them at the same time based off of how they did the camera angles, but they still decided not to, which means that that person actually is the alter ego for the superhero Markiplier.
Your alter ego is having sex with your girlfriend.
I don't know what she sees in him.
You! She sees you! You're the same goddamn person!
That's a little hard.
And again, there's no proof to where this could fit on the timeline. So next up, we got Googleplier, This one was uploaded to 2 channels, one of them being Markiplier's channel, so I already knew about this one before I found out about all these other alter egos. And I do remember checking my comment sections one day and seeing somebody who had a theory about In Space with Markiplier, and it involved something about Googleplier. I don't remember who it was or what the theory fully said, but I do remember thinking at the time, that was a pretty good idea. That was a pretty good theory he had. So shout out to that person. If you're watching this video, you know who you are. So yeah, Googleplier is yet another Markiplier alter ego that likes to murder. And he also works for Google. There is a second video involving Googleplier called like Google Gets an Upgrade or something like that, where pretty much it introduces a brand new Markiplier alter ego known as Bing. Yeah, it's Googleplier, but Bing instead. Now, Bing-iplier, if you would call him that, really is sort of different from Googleplier. Like, he's supposed to be more cooler and more edgy, and he also has a filter.
Because I got safe search. Watch this. Yeah, you don't even know what that is. Yeah, you. I was bleeped out. Could have been anything.
And Googleplier ends up getting an upgrade in that video where there's like 3 more Googlepliers, each of them with their own colored shirt. You have red Googleplier, blue Googleplier, which is the original, yellow Googleplier, and green Googleplier. My theory is that the first Googleplier video that came out is actually before Markiplier TV, considering in Markiplier TV we only see one Googleplier and we don't see any sign of a Bing-iplier person. And then the Googleplier gets an upgrade or gets an update, whatever the title's called. I think that one comes after Markiplier TV. And then we got Bim Trimmer, the game show host. And to be honest, besides the fact that he's a game show host, he doesn't really have too much to make himself as unique as all the other egos. He doesn't have much more of a personality than that. So I guess that this video most likely comes before the Markiplier TV video, considering the fact that in Markiplier TV, we already know that he already has a job as a game show host. But to be honest, that doesn't really mean that it's 100% confirmed that it comes before Markiplier TV. There's still a chance that it could have came after and he just has a very long time being a host for a game show. But I assume that it comes before Markiplier TV. And then of course, we got the classic King of the Squirrels.
I'm king of the squirrels!
So the King of the Squirrels appears in 2 videos about himself, both of them just pretty much being the same video, where Markiplier puts peanut butter on his chin and then runs around saying he's the King of the Squirrels. I believe that both of those videos take place before Markiplier TV, because in his little cameo in Markiplier TV, once he steps in and says that he's King of the Squirrels, he's wearing a full-on crown and stuff. So I'd assume that he doesn't get his crown until later on, after he's been the King of the Squirrels for a while. All the stuff I'm talking about right now is the reason I didn't rank all of the videos canon in the Markiplier lore in the video where I ranked the Markiplier lore videos, because there are so much videos that are canon in the Markiplier lore, so much of them that don't really matter too much to the lore yet. So much of them with so much other Markiplier egos and characters that have maybe even only appeared like once or twice, but they're still technically canon. So yeah, speaking of canon, did you know that SLENDERMAN's canon in the Markiplier lore? Believe it or not, there are 3 full videos where Wilford Warfstache is speaking, fighting, or doing something involving SLENDERMAN. In one of the videos, Wilford's interviewing SLENDERMAN. In a different one, Markiplier released a song about SLENDERMAN that Wilford Warfstache appears in. And in the third one, Wilford Warfstache quite literally just plays the SLENDERMAN video game. But I don't know if it was in that order.
The SLENDERMAN, once the most feared creature in all of existence, now a registered sex offender and heroin addict.
I guess if you look at it like that way, then technically the whole entire FNAF lore is also canon in the Markiplier lore, because there is one video where Warfstash interviews Phone Guy from FNAF, but let's not open up that can of worms today.
Hello, good sir.
But now, let's do something different. Let's try to predict who else can we see appearing later on in the Markiplier lore. And I'm not talking about, oh, we might see Baldi's Basics later on appear in the Markiplier lore. No, I'm here to talk about Markiplier EGOS. Because most Markiplier EGOS appeared as like one-off joke characters or characters from video games that Markiplier brought to life. I think the best example of what I'm trying to say here is how in Space with Markiplier Part 2, Stan the Waterman from GTA just randomly appeared as a Markiplier ego after having years of just not being anywhere on the Markiplier channel whatsoever. And I have 2 predictions of characters that we might end up seeing someday in the future. The first one is weird name, but Mr. Buttersworth. You know the syrup, Mrs. Buttersworth.
Do you know what they call me back in America? I'm known as Mr. Buttersworth. Lixian, play the footage of me being known as Mr. Buttersworth. And you better know where that is. You better know.
Mark Mr. Butterworth, Frischbach. Oh yes, that's true.
That's right. I'm Mr. Buttersworth. Mr. Buttersworth doesn't have any kind of reservation about only having not the best for Mrs. Buttersworth. And all I need for that to do that, what I do, is corn.
That can sound very weird out of context, but moving on. Now this next one actually does come from a video game Markiplier played, where he was having trouble trying to find out what to name his character, but he ended up deciding on Morp. And throughout the Let's Play, Morp kinda speaks for himself, to say the least.
Morp like anime. Morp think anime, the future of entertainment. Fine, Morp will stop by for a cupcake, but that's it! Morp not gonna get more!
Markiplier has said in the past that all of the Markiplier alter egos in the Markiplier lore kind of represent different parts of his personality, with Wilford kind of representing like crazy and partying type of his personality, and then Darkiplier representing a more smart, skilled, thought out manipulator type of his personality, and then actor Mark being like the kind of condescending part of him. So I can definitely see Morp being the less brighter, more clueless or more questioning type of his personality. But that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy. And lately I have been doing a little bit more unique videos than just Markiplier theories. Don't get me wrong, I will still be making more Markiplier theories, and I have even more already still like planned to come out soon. But I'm also trying to branch off and do more of a variety of random stuff than just Markiplier theories. So make sure to comment what other things y'all want me to see or play or do next. And yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.